Hello, so it is 37 weeks now that I'm coming with this video. Normally I make them at the end of 36 weeks because I know then I've made it to the end of that week and things are going well. So I am a wee day late, but I'll probably put another 37 weeker up this week. So where am I this week? Just feeling pretty unwell. I think I've got sinusitis and I've had a really nasty cold sore, and sleep has just not been happening because of this snoring issue. I just about get to sleep and then awaken myself up snoring, and I'm just exhausted, and I haven't had a nap that I heavily depend on for about 5 days, 6 days. So hopefully I'll get them in again because they kind of sort me out with them not sleeping at night. I can't wait to be able to sleep on my back and my front again. And I just feel like I need a hoist to get me out of bed. It's just like the 10-point turns are tough going, and it's sore, like moving around so much, baby. I just don't know how my mother did this 6 times and my husband's mother did it 5 times, because this is one time and I'm making a right song and dance of it. So I had my 36-week midwife appointment on Friday and was told to book a double slot in order to make a birthing plan. And anyway, it didn't really happen. Like, I don't think she documented anything that we talked about. So I don't really know what the point is in this whole birthing plan thing that you're told you have to have with your midwife at a certain point. And my actual midwife is off on long-term sick at the moment. So I've only ever actually met her twice, I think, and I've met a number of other midwives in the process. So I don't really feel like a plan was necessarily made, but she showed me the NHS website that you can download the birthing plan and fill it in and print it. So I've done all of that. And then also I'd been told by a consultant that after I make the plan with my midwife, no plan made, that I could book in for a tour of the delivery suite and stuff. And when I asked the midwife about that, she said, no, it's just a virtual tour since COVID. So I had a wee look at that, and one of my best friends is on their interview. Her mum works there, but she also had her 2 babies there. So it was lovely to see her and the wee baby, her oldest wee girl, as a baby again, so it was nice. I did have protein in my urine for the first time, and I've noticed some swelling. Like, I'm not able to wear my engagement ring anymore. My feet don't fit in anything. I've bought like new shoes to squeeze into, and like in bigger sizes, and thinking that because they're Crocs and Birkenstocks that I'll be able to get my feet in them. No such luck. So I'm just going to leave that now because it's only got another couple of weeks. But they did find protein in my urine on Friday for the first time, which was like, oh no, and sent it off. I didn't get contacted. And then it was all fine yesterday. So I was in for a consultant appointment yesterday, and I'll tell you about that in a wee second, because I had the most lovely weekend. Exhausted as it was, my sister's exhausted as the weekend was, this was just lovely. My sisters organised a lovely baby bath. We called it a baby bath because I didn't want a baby shower where people were coming with loads of presents, and you know, it's a big massive like hoo-ha. So I just kind of wanted people together to have a bit of crack, and anyway, they organised the most lovely wee afternoon for me, and loads of people did bring presents and most gorgeous wee things for like me and baby, and it's just lovely to have spent that time with people and felt really special. And my sisters like did a lovely food display and stuff, and for eating obviously. So that was great. And then Sunday, my sister and my niece stayed over, and we went down to the beach and went metal detecting with my husband, and it was lovely. But then I felt really sick, I think, from the heat. And I've been managing okay with the heat. Lots of people have asked how I'm coping with the heat, and I'm generally fine. I'm very lucky to have a nice cool house. But the heat hasn't bothered me. I've just been enjoying the lovely weather. But it really did get to me on Sunday. And then I had a meeting that I had to go to when I was feeling really queasy. But it was a lovely meeting, and I'm glad I went. So anyway, yesterday was a bit of a day of it. At a consultant appointment, and when I got there it was a different consultant to any I'd met before, and she didn't introduce herself to me, or she didn't mention anything about the student that was there. And that's grand, but it's not really a great start. She did recognise the fact that it's another person that I'm seeing, but I think she was stepping in last minute because another consultant was off that I was supposed to have seen. And also I was supposed to have gone back in today for a growth scan, but she arranged that I'd have a scan later yesterday afternoon instead of having to come back. But I was in the hospital for about 7 hours yesterday. So consultant appointment was at 12, and then I had a scan at 3, and then I had CTG monitoring in the meantime. So I've had this ongoing issue with pressure and heightened pressure in the cord. Not scarily high, and sometimes there's like a normal pressure as well. And the diastolic flow was still absolutely fine, so oxygen's getting to the baby. The baby's growing, the placenta looks healthy, the fluid looks healthy. So that's all really positive. So anyway, she was like, I want you to have this scan and then we'll review and make a decision from there. And so I just kind of hung around. I had my book with me. I stupidly didn't bring my laptop, and I'm like, I have so much work I want to get done before this baby comes, and then I want to chill and all the rest of it. But anyway, I had the scan at 3, same thing of higher pressure, but not worryingly high, and there was one or two normal ones as well. And the growth's fine. So I was thinking that'll be all grand, but I was told that the consultant wanted to speak to me face to face rather than like speak to me over the phone. So I was waiting for another few hours for that, and I was grand, I was happy enough. I was like given food and had a bed so I could really relax, and I had a nice meeting to myself. But then the registrar came over to see me. She'd taken over, so I think she had dealt with a handover of my situation, and it had been discussed that they'd induce me this morning or tomorrow. And I was like, well, what's the alternative? And how serious is it if we don't go for that? And like we got the guidelines, and like I was in the hospital on my own all day, but my husband's a doctor and he wanted the guidelines. And so I took the guidelines home and the information on the induction. And when the registrar was explaining to me about the induction process, I was like, this could take days. I'll be in hospital for days. It might not work, and then it'll mean more intervention, or it could mean more intervention and or a C-section in the end. And really, that's not going to be best for me or best for baby, and I'm really sleep deprived. I could do with just getting home and having relaxation, monitoring this baby. So like the alternative was that I'd come in twice a week, and I was like, well, I'm pretty much doing that anyway, and we know the baby's growing and that everything else looks well. It's just this pressure issue, and it's still getting its oxygen. So I just felt it wasn't the right thing to be induced. I did accept an induction appointment for tomorrow, as well as a scan on Thursday, but I've phoned up and cancelled the induction. So it's just like hard to know what the right thing to do, especially when I'm struggling with sleep so much. But my husband's a doctor, and he thinks that it's not the right thing to do, and I also, in my heart of hearts, don't think it's the right thing to do. So yeah, and it means that I got home and I'm able to like have sorted out my hospital bag. More of just been like piling everything up, but now I've like got it sorted and got everything I need, and also started washing all the baby stuff. So I wanted to have all that washed, which I planned to do yesterday and the day before, and obviously didn't get a chance. So I feel better now that everything that the baby's going to need I've got, and it's all sorted and it's washed and clean and going to be packed later. So if anything does happen, I've got a hospital bag all ready to go, and I'm more organised. So yeah, it just came as a bit of a shock, because like, there was no talk of this is what could end up happening, and to come and just tell me this at the end of the day, it was just like, well, it doesn't quite add up, and it just isn't really what I think is the right thing to be doing for this situation at the minute. And if we're monitoring it regularly and I'm monitoring movement, then I'm happy with that and just hope to goodness I made the right decision. Anyway, I will update further later on in my 37-week journey, because I will be having a scan on Thursday, and yeah, I'm all kind of ready to go, but I just want to relax, want to sleep, and want to get work out of the way as well. So thank you again for listening to my 36/37 weeks update of my pregnancy.